Alright guys, something a little bit different today. Different type of equipment, I suppose, in a sense. So, pretty much just got me pan, my screen, my bait pump, some crevicing tools. So a little scratcher, it's a little Jimmy pry bar, obviously the pick, bit of copper rod. Thinking, what the hell are you doing with a bit of copper rod? Well, in the tip of the copper rod, there's a bit of steel. Probably not going to be able to tell, it's probably dirty and mucky. And inside that copper rod, we've got magnets. So, if I'm looking for ironstone, black sand, I can poke around and see if there's a deposit. Little spoon for digging or scraping out little crevices. Obviously a scoop, another scratcher, the snuffer bottle, grabby pump and shovel. Alright, I'm going to do a few test pans and have a look and see how we're going. See if we can get onto something. Just one little tip, something that I do. Keys, wallet. Want to be able to get out of here again, driven in. So, tuck them in my bag and I know where they are. Yeah, that's it. Just that little bit of a tip can save you dropping them in the creek and not being able to get home. That's good enough for a first pan. Ground looks pretty muddy and clay, and probably shouldn't be cleaning up the gravels and the clay over where I was digging, but I still don't know if I'm going to dig here. So if this pan comes up rubbish, then it's not really going to matter. If it doesn't come back as rubbish, then it's only, you know, a pan full of gravels that I've got to move out of the way. Want to make sure you sort of have a look as well what you're pulling out. Make sure you've cleaned off all that gravel. Throw that there. Mine loud pattern has this little hole, for those who don't know. When you put that hole with your thumb over it, makes the large riffles at the front face the right direction. Just get your hand in here. Just this material has a lot of clay in it. Just work a bit more of that clay that's got through that screen. And then with your panning, get that pan on that angle of this pan and keep that as the flat. I tend to just go backwards and forwards, or side to side I should say, not backwards and forwards. Once I've done that, I'll bring it back to the flat. Same deal, get that angle of that pan, make sure the bottom that bottom edge is sticking right at the base, so if there is any gold, that's where it's going. Slowly just lift your pan. I know it sort of appears in the camera that you're going forwards, but you're not. You're going straight up and down. I tend to pan a lot one-handed. Probably not the best way, but it's just the way I do it. Not to begin with, but when I'm panning down like this, just tends to be what I seem to do. A little tiny bit of black sand, but no gold. Alright, I'll try in a different spot and see what happens. I might just, while I'm here, I might as well just stay here and just try in a different area. Just trying to feel around to see how deep this is. Just in case it drops off somewhere. That's interesting. Quite a bit of crushed quartz and a bit of, I don't know if you can tell, the ground's a bit of yellow or orange. You gotta be looking out for this sort of stuff. It's and the reason I say that is when you get onto some ground, a lot of the times it changes. The clay might go to a certain colour, and you want to be able to go, right, okay, I just hit some orangey sort of clay. There's some colour in there. It could be a layer, could be a little mini sort of deposit that's broken away from somewhere down the creek, and when it's been in flood, that layer or that deposit has stopped where you've dug and you've just got onto it. Same deal. Want to work that clay right down. Still got a fair bit in there. Right. So, a little bit of quartz there. Something that I didn't get in the first pan. Put my hand in there again. Work that clay down. Find me little hole. Stuck my thumb on there. Wash that lighter gravel off. Alright. This stuff's not going to show up, but it's very, very fine gold. I'm going to try a slightly different location and see what happens. I know this is probably not too interesting to watch someone panning, but for someone starting out, you sort of get to see what someone's doing. Might be something that you're not doing yourself. I see a lot of people pan and they're just, some of the stuff they're doing, they're probably losing gold. Actually, just watching someone, you get to see what they're doing wrong, or possibly what you're doing wrong. And there's probably plenty that I'm doing wrong. I tend to rush these things a little bit. If I'm losing gold, and it's very fine gold, fine. I'm hopefully not losing anything too big. But we're all losing something. Alright, Zippo. A little bit of black sand, nothing exciting. Now, what people also tend to do is they dig in a spot like that, they get nothing. And go, there's no gold there. Sometimes you need to just go down maybe a second layer. The ground might change like it is now. I'm getting into a yellowy clay. We all know when you get down to that clay layer, especially into a creek, you can get some of your best gold. Because once it hits that clay layer, it sticks, or that clay layer acts as bedrock. Normally, you know, they say third time lucky. Now, this is the fourth pan. Let's see if I can show you something. A little bit of black sand, no gold. Alright. Try something a little bit different. Go to the other side here. Not so much. Anything too different, but try there, try there. Oh. There you go. Don't fall into your hole. Getting that yellow clay again, orangey clay. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Alright. Now I know I didn't find any gold over here, so I'm not going to dig there again. Alright, while I'm here, let's fill that hole in before I drop in it again. No luck. Alright. Time to go for another location. Alright, just moved to a this is a little channel. Now I went to throw the shovel in and it wasn't happening. It's bedrock. So, and as we're pretty much on the bedrock, do some bait pumping. Randomly go all the way from one side to the other. Well, not so randomly, but go all the way along this. And have your pan close by. once again, most people look at this and go, you know what, I can go out with my bait pump and do this myself. I don't need to watch somebody. As I said, this is all targeted at the guys that are just starting out and really want to have a look and see. A lot of people don't show this stuff because it isn't so entertaining. Nicely cleaned off gravels. Just go over here. Alright, first couple of colours for the day have come should be about the same, just up there, one here, one there, oh yeah, and their little buddy, not showing up too good, but there's 1, 2, there's 3. Yeah, that looks like all that there is at the moment. So 3 little colours. I'll give that another little bait pump again and see what's happening. Alright, I'll just bait pump a little bit away from where I was. This is the thing, you want to test, when you're testing an area, you want to test all over the place. These creeks shift around and move and trees fall down and all that sort of stuff, and you just don't know where the creek once was, or if someone's done a cutting and now that's turned into the creek, and the creek's somewhere else. You always got to have a good look around. That's enough for another test. Hands in there again, make sure we break up that clay. This will be the last pan anyway for the day. Well, not for the day, but for this spot. And then I'll move on. You know, there's been some, as I said, a couple of little bits. Nothing too exciting. I'm always looking at these rocks, you know, I'm always saying what's going on. In that pan, I've got a rock there, a little bit of quartz running through it. Sometimes I take those things home to crush, just to have a look and see. As I said, this is not going to be that big exciting video. I'm trying to add a little bit more to the videos. with these little bits of walking in and walking out, and don't know if people like it. Just trying to capture the day a little bit, in the sense of just coming up. You can see what sort of car I'm driving, seeing I don't need always the big 4-wheel drive to get into places. Just a little sedan. Right. Let's look at a hell of a lot better. There's a lot more gravels in this little spot than just there. So maybe that's been cleaned out before and this spot hasn't. But it does, not big, but it's a little bit there. It actually looks better on screen than it does in the pan. A lot of very fine gold. Alright, I'm going to suck that stuff up and go for another spot. Or do I go in the same spot? Let's just have a look. I'm going to get the shovel in that spot. Yeah, I'm going to get the shovel here. And just see what's going on. See if I've got a little more gravel just in this other bit. Because where the pan is where I sort of dug first, and I was just hitting bedrock. I'm getting gravel there. Alright. This one I said, oh, that'll be the last pan. It's always the way. You know how many times I'm walking out, I've been so focused on digging in one area, I'm walking out and I look back where I have been and on my way out going, what the hell, that looks better than where I was. Why the hell didn't I go there? And then I go home and I think about that spot and I think, you idiot, why didn't you just go there? Now, one thing with this screen and bait pumping, yabby pumping, you want to put the screen in there. The idea of the screen is the gravels and the dirt hits that screen, they're less likely to bounce out again. The other thing, what a lot of people do with these bait pumps, is they suck them up, they get to the top and then they wait before they move over. You want that motion, of the upward motion, to pretty much top out when you're over your pan. And just let the pump do its work. Don't go blasting the stuff out of there. Alright, now I'm getting to the bottom of this little spot. Now we'll see what's going on. Some nice little mineralised bits of quartz that I'll take with me. Alright, let's see if we can deliver a pan like I just did. Probably very unlikely. But would I guarantee there's gold here? Well, I don't guarantee anything, I don't think. Just like in life, you don't know what's around the corner. So, it's very hard to guarantee things these days. Too many different things happen. You know, you control what you do, can't control what everyone else does. And everyone else can either make or break your life. Right, I'm saying something. Hope I'm saying something. The water's pretty mucky here. Alright, not too bad. Nowhere as good as the other pan, but not going to complain. Alright, I am going to, look, actually, while I'm here, who knows when I'm going to get out again. There's a little bit more water. I'm going to do one more pan in a different location, in the sense of the same spot here, but just a little bit of a different move. Right. I'll just move this camera around a little bit so you can see where I'm going to go. Just there. And yeah, let's see what happens. Now some might say, wait a second, you're getting gold over where you were. Why are you moving? very first started prospecting, I'd go into an area, because a lot of the areas that I was going into I'd never been before, and I really didn't know if I was onto a good spot or a bad spot. So I've done that a little bit, but it happens. And you know, especially with everyone that's starting out, you watch a lot of YouTube and you see this guy come along and he's getting these great pans, great gold, making it look really easy. It's not really the reality. Look, you can get lucky, you know. I got lucky when I first started, but you know what? I was putting a hell of an effort in it as well. I was sitting on the computer, researching areas, driving out to places, having a look at them firsthand, because looking at these creeks and the tributaries that run into them, and looking at the ground and trying to look at the geology, trying to look at where previously they found gold on the info that's out there. And the info out there is, some of it's good, but you know what, some of it's terrible. And a lot of these guys that were finding some of the gold and digging in areas, I know my area especially, where my local area, the guys were actually hiding on the farmers' land in the gullies and digging, and no one knew they were there. It's only that one day this farmer lost some cattle and went out looking and thinking where they could be, and they trapped in one of these gullies, and he found these guys on his property. They've been there 3 or 4 months, digging away, finding some nice colour and making enough to survive. And no one knew they were there, and this farmer didn't know. And this is the thing, all the prospectors over the last couple hundred years, or 100 and whatever it is, 150 odd years, we're not telling everyone where we're going. We're not giving locations where we found gold in what creek and where and how much. It's very rare. So, for all the information that is out there, I'll guarantee you there's probably more information missing. Same with the largest size nuggets and things like that. I'm sure back in the day people were finding gold and they weren't going to tell you how much they found or how big it was. Alright, a little bit more colour. Just up here, so a few more bits, or just across there as well. So there's my finger there. So pretty much from here all the way along there. I'll snuff this stuff up. That's all the filming that I'm going to do today. I've probably bored you enough. Watching some bloke panning in the creek, but there will be a couple out there that will get something out of it, even if it's just to have a look at the creek. Now, one thing I will say about my location, people might wonder, why are you here? What made you pick this particular part of the creek? Research. I found some maps. I found that there's a gold mine here. Probably, I'm standing in it almost. And that's what brought me here. But as I said, I've bored you enough probably, and hope to catch you all again on the next video, and until the next time, I'll see you all later.